Okay, everyone. According to my birth certificate, it says my name is a Brandon. Uh, Someone used the name April Williams is what they did. They used a name, April Williams, and they used a marriage certificate, a marriage license. And what they did was, I was sexually abused, and the marriage certificate, marriage license has a date of April 30th of 2004, right? And so I'm not sure, but they said it had something to do with family planning and making children. And it was not my ideal because when the first child was born, they said it was my child, but then they said it was somebody else's child. They tried to make a confusion or something like that. And since I never signed up to be part of any of the confusion or any of this stuff, it's like it don't really got anything to do with me. It was somebody else playing, and I don't have to go along with whatever it is they tried to do, whatever it was they did. But since someone used the name April Williams and someone did use a marriage license and said they were my wife and they were not my wife, like I was sexually abused while having a marriage license, and I'm me, but I'm not sure who those other people was. So mental health and stuff like that, mental abuse, emotional abuse, stuff like that. It's what people say that it is. Uh, so my wife, whatever her name is or wherever she is, since I was supposed to be married and have a marriage certificate and a marriage license and stuff like that, somebody else wanted to have a family, you know. Somebody else made an agreement with a family for some kind of family planning. And, whether it was on August 31st, 2004, or after August 31st, 2004, somebody wanted to have a family of children or kids and stuff like that. Children more than one, kids more than one. I would have been fine if it was no pregnancy at all, as long as my marriage, a girlfriend, my wife, stuff like that. So I'm gonna tell you this right here. In the city of Warrior, Alabama, in the year 2004, I was in these apartments, Cane Creek Apartments at 402 May Circle, Cane Creek Apartments. And a child was born, on August 31st, 2004. And I had said I didn't want to be a part of any more of those childbirths. I didn't want to be part of it, you know. And somebody who was there, I'm not sure if she was my wife or not, had more than one, I don't know. They tried to force me, it was forced because since I had made it real clear that I didn't want any more of those childbirths, July 18th, it was another one. And then, later on in 2006, July 18th, 2006, it was another one. And then in 2008, October 6th, it was another one. Someone else's plan of making children in a family. The girl that loved me and liked me would say the same thing that I'm saying. Yeah, it was somebody else's plan. It was not his plan. So me, a Brandon, is not what I signed up for. So, in those situations, because it's like somebody tried to ruin my marriage is what they did. when a guy, myself, said that I just wanted one girlfriend, and she was supposed to be my wife, somebody in a family said, well, let's breed the situation and have 3 children and say that they're Brandon's children. Yatrell Johnson, Lord Jehovah Johnson, and Trinity Johnson. I never said that I wanted a Yatrell Johnson, a Lord Jehovah Johnson, and a Trinity Johnson. I said I wanted a girlfriend and I was supposed to be married, that way. But it was like somebody tried to change me, man. Somebody tried to change my plan, man. Somebody tried to change my plan of being married to a girl, Somebody tried to change my plan of having a girlfriend and being married to her. And if she was able to have a child, she would have a child. And if she was not able to get pregnant at all, then she would not get pregnant and she would not have a child or a kid. And I would be fine with that, with the situation. Whether they call it, a family or not. Because it was like, a husband and wife is a family. You didn't have to have children or you didn't have to even have a child. It doesn't matter if she couldn't have children or she couldn't have kids or whatever. You just wanted her, An ideal of having a child, is an ideal. Because some of the people, some people said the girl that you was with, some of the people said she couldn't have kids or she couldn't have children or something like that. So, just like Rachel and Leah, they switched her out for a girl that could get pregnant or a girl that was already pregnant with somebody else's baby. And now he mad and saying that it's his baby and stuff like that. He can have his baby. I don't want his baby. Ain't my fault if he don't want to pay child support or if he don't want to look like a deadbeat dad or something like that or whatever, It's whatever they did. But, for my wife to know how I was sexually abused, somebody decided that they wanted to, say that 3 children are my children. And I don't even know, because I didn't authorize those situations. It was not part of my plan, And when I was in the Cane Creek Apartments, in the year of 2004, 2005, 2006, I was going to work at these different jobs and stuff like that. And the girl that was there, people said they don't know if she was my wife or not, or if she was working for the family trying to get me killed. Because when I almost died on the back of that truck, they like, if she was your wife, why wasn't she there with you being your helpmeet, proving that she loves you and wanted to help you as your helpmeet, being your wife, helping you carry the load on the back of that truck. And if you would have got crushed, maybe both of y'all would have got crushed together. At least you would know where your wife was or the person that's claiming she your wife if she was actually there with you, there for you. And it was the same situation. I was working at this gas station called Fuse E, and they was like, where was the person that said it was your wife? If she was your wife, why wasn't she there helping you at your job when you was working at the gas station, being there for you? Especially since, with the interest to my body, I wasn't able to really work there long enough. And, it's crazy, It was like, seemed like she wasn't interested in working with you or for you, but would always make sure she was not there when you got injured or when you got hurt. But would she be there to collect the life insurance or death insurance check if you had died? Was she part of the scam? Was she your wife? Are they your kids? Or was she part of the family plan and planning for her family to get rich if you got hurt or beat up or injured on the job, And it's crazy because, when I moved from that apartment, one of the children got sick and almost died. And you know how they say show your love for the alien or whatever, no matter what color the people is? I proved that I cared about the child because instead of letting the child die, I proved that I cared because I went to the hospital and I went to the Department of Human Resources and told them, can you help the child? Something is wrong with the child. I don't know what to do. And I don't want to kill it. I don't want to kill Yatrell Johnson. I don't want to kill Lord Jerry Johnson. And I don't want to kill Trinity Johnson. I don't even want to kill those people that pretended to be my wife and family and stuff like that because it was not my plan to murder anyone, I don't know what's wrong with those people or why they feel the way that they feel, If a person, like myself, if I came to this world, to be a friend to a girl, to be a husband, to have a wife, that way, it doesn't change from being a lover, a person that wanted to love a wife and be married, to all of a sudden being a murderer or a child murderer. That's why no matter who they said had sex with her or who they said she got pregnant by, I always told them not to have an abortion. And when they said Yolanda Johnson took her children and they wanted to kill her, I was the one that told the girl, don't kill her. She's not worth it. You don't want to let children that may not be mine or may not be yours make you into a murderer when it's very easy to just be a wife, you know? When it's very easy to just, be a lover, you know? Since I'm not a murderer and I don't tell people to sell drugs and I don't tell people to sell sex and I never made anyone prostitute and I'm not a pimp, the easiest place to be at is with me, a person that was not going to make you do anything, because you see what the alternative and the other options is. Other people tell people that they got to do stuff that I would never tell them to do. It's crazy. So, when I lived there, the 402 made Circle Cane Creek and all of that stuff because, somebody had messed it all up, because they tried to change me from being a husband, a person that wanted a wife, a girlfriend, a wife, like the same thing, a girl that likes you, in a sexual way, stuff like that, all of that. They started trying to tell me to go to clubs and go to different places and do stuff that I didn't do. And it was like, you know, basically they used me as a puppet, basically. A puppet or a poop ET. And what I mean by a poop ET, they was stealing my doo-doos, my dumps. The turds, when you go to the bathroom to do number two, somebody was doing it. A poop ET, you know how they call it your poop? They was calling me an alien, like an ET and stealing my poop. And then they used me as a puppet, They would put all these bad thoughts and ideas in my head, and you might have heard me saying this, and you might have heard me saying that, and then they told me to go here, and they told me to go there. That's why these days I ain't really been going anywhere, because you can't go to the wrong place if you don't go nowhere at all. And sometimes I don't really talk because you can't say the wrong thing if you don't say anything at all. That's what people been saying. So it's crazy. So if you don't like something that I said or you don't like something that I did, maybe you don't like whoever the people are that used me as a puppet. I was used as a puppet. And if you've been used, you can look at the camera yourself and say, people used you as a puppet to do bad stuff, whether it was at their stores, at their businesses, at their places. Some of the people took me to plasma centers and blood banks and stuff like that and tried to use my blood and plasma. And I don't know if they made people sick. I don't know if they did experiments. I don't know if they tried to do cloning or stuff like that or gene splicing, but it was not my idea. Somebody told me that, it's not good to be a know-it-all and it's no benefit in being smart. And sometimes it's good to admit that I was a fool. I'm very foolish and I'm very stupid compared to other people who they say are smart, because that's what I was told. They had a person that called himself a grown man named Willie Johnson being, a resident in the place where I was paying rent at and he wasn't paying rent. And the girl was bragging on him for making a fool out of me. But some people said maybe it was the good kind of foolish, When I thought I was helping somebody out who they called their dad, when I thought I was helping them have a place to stay on 3rd Street North in Birmingham, Alabama, and at 816 G Jasper Road in Birmingham, Alabama, people said the girl that was there was having sex with him or whatever and wanted a man in the house because they said she was just a whore and a prostitute and not my wife. And so I would never blame my wife for what another person did. So this video is for my wife. I just want you to know that people made a fool out of me and they used me and had me, paying for apartments and houses and places where they say a dude named Willie Johnson was laughing at me because he was actually having sex with the girl that was there and that she was just a prostitute to him and that I was a fool, And this happened at 816 Jasper Road, 816G, when I was in those apartments. And it started on 6th Street North in Birmingham, Alabama. I had just stopped paying the rent because I felt so bad if a girl was having sex with another dude and getting pregnant by him. I felt like I shouldn't be paying the rent if I wasn't being treated like the husband of the family. So if they said I didn't pay rent at 6th Street North or 816 G Jasper Road, it's because the person that was there was bragging on the dude that named, they called him Willie Johnson, and they was calling him their dad and stuff like that. And I thought I was helping somebody have a place to stay, but I guess I was a fool because look at me in this room. Nobody but me. I got left behind. But they say, if she wasn't your wife and she was just somebody that was molesting you and stuff like that, then just be glad she's gone. Because she was never supposed to be there in the first place, the same way he was never supposed to be there in the first place. And if they're not your children and they're not your kids, and it's not your burden to bear, just be glad that you got a wife somewhere. Maybe she'll see this video. So, wife, whoever you are, somebody that used the name April Williams and used the marriage license, they said that they had 3 children. They said that they had 6 with me. They bragged on other dudes while I was paying the rent. They took me to places to